Hello and welcome to Gardening at 58 North. Today I'm going to give you an update on my Ficus benjamina, and I'm also going to do a bit of pruning and a bit of defoliation on it as well. So since I've last showed you the video update of this Ficus benjamina, it's been growing quite a few new shoots. It's been doing quite well, you can see here. It's also got quite a lot of nice branches coming, so from the one main stem it's getting lots of side shoots, which is exactly what I want. The leaf size did get quite small over the winter months, but unfortunately the leaf size is starting to get a lot larger again. As you can see from this one, it's got quite large leaves. Now I think that's because it's now May time and the sun's a lot stronger, and so it's getting a lot more energy, and so it's able to produce much bigger, more vigorous growth. So that's why I want to defoliate it, so I can reduce the amount of leaves so it has less energy. Then the new growth that it puts on should be a lot smaller. I generally need to tidy it up. I need to get rid of some of these upward growing branches up here, and I want it to be more of a kind of weeping shape, so I might even prune some of the branches and then start bending them down with wires. Now I don't have any wires today, so I can't do that in this video, but I might do that in a later video. I'll just see. So I want to try and get a good framework and see what I'm working with. So first of all, I think I will reduce some of the ones that I think are obviously in the wrong place, the wrong size. I'll then defoliate it so I can see the structure of the branches a bit better. And then once I've done that, I can have a closer look at maybe some final tweaks. So as I said before, I'm going to look at some of these branches which are maybe going up a bit too tall. So this one here, for example, I'll just take this off the tripod so you can see it a little clearer. This branch here, I do quite like how it comes up and curves over, but it has a growth here that's going straight up. That's not really what I'm looking for, so I'm going to cut that off, and as I don't want that to regrow, I'm going to cut it right back at the main trunk there, where it meets the other branch. Being a Ficus benjamina, it's going to bleed profusely. You can see there, and all the cuts will drip, so that's why I've got this cardboard here to catch any drips. So I'll see what else I might cut off today. So as I say, just looking around. So this one here, I quite like this growth here, but I'm thinking actually, I was keeping this bit, but I'm not sure if I want it anymore, so I'll actually completely remove that thicker piece there. I mean, it was quite good how much that was branching, but I'm going to take that off, encourage that one to thicken up, make that one look nice hopefully. Now I'm just going to put it on time lapse now, because it'll be a bit tedious if I go through every single cut and snip, and then I'll bring it back just before I defoliate. I think I'm happy with that for now. I've taken off a lot of the long growth to make it generally a more compact plant. What I've also done is I haven't taken any of the lower branches off at all. I've kept them complete, these two lower ones. What I'm wanting is, I want the base of the trunk to thicken a lot more and then taper up. So I'm going to leave these quite large for now. So that means more energy will be drawn to them. That will help thicken the lower part of the trunk, so it will taper nicely. Also when I defoliate it, I'm going to leave these leaves because I'd like them to continue thickening up. So this is how it's looking at the moment. Now when it comes to defoliating, I'm going to remove any of the leaves which are coming out of a thick trunk like that. So you can see this leaf, which is here, it's coming out of a main trunk there, which doesn't really look like you'd expect a mature tree. You wouldn't expect a mature tree to have a leaf coming out of a major trunk. You can see up here maybe a bit more clearly, that one there, that leaf coming out of a thick trunk. So I'm going to remove all of them for a start, and then I'm just going to remove most of the leaves so it has a lot less energy, and when it does finally regrow it won't have as big a leaf. Now I could do a complete defoliation of this plant, but as I'm quite new to bonsais, I don't want to do that, as I have in the past killed a bonsai by defoliating too much at the wrong time of year. So I'm going to give it a partial defoliation and we'll see how it goes. So that's all the leaves that were coming out of a thick stem now taken off. As you can see, it's looking quite bare. but I can also see a bit of the framework of the branches a bit better. And it's not looking too bad, to be honest. I've got a few unusual growths. For example, there's one in the middle here, which I feel just looks a bit odd, that thin one there, and the rest of them are a lot thicker at that point. So I'm just going to remove that one because I think that's a bit unnecessary, that little shoot. So I'll take that one off. I'm just trying to get a good framework of branches. Ideally what I'm trying to get is this branch here, where you can see it's a nice branch with lots of nice side branches coming off. What I don't want is one a bit more like this, where it's just long and straight and straggly. I want one like this, where there's lots of side branches and it tapers off quite nicely at a good angle. So I'm fairly happy with that for now. As I say, it's not ideal. What I will do now though is take a few more leaves off, because I want to make sure that the growth comes back nice and weak. So I will just kind of take every other leaf off now along a stem, and hopefully that will be enough leaves taken off to reduce the energy of the plant, but without giving it such a big shock that it kills it. So there we are, that's it defoliated apart from the lowest two branches. I've got a good framework to work with there. As I said, when it starts to grow again, I might start training it in soon, just before the new leaves come, to maybe bring a couple of these branches a bit lower, make them weep, especially ones like this. Bring it down, reposition it, make it look a bit nicer, and hopefully they'll thicken up and set in that position. But I think it's looking not too bad at the moment. The stem thickness is getting there, it's slowly thickening up, and you can see I have got a bit of a taper starting. The only bit that's not ideal is maybe this bit here is kind of branching out a bit suddenly. I need to kind of space out how it's branching and how it divides. But generally I'm quite happy with the shape of it. Just needs a bit of tweaking when it starts to regrow. So I'll just keep this on the windowsill again, and keep you guys updated as to how the new leaves come onto it, and as to how well it does with the new leaves, and hopefully they'll be a lot smaller than the last ones. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll give you an update soon.